For this assignment, I wanted to find similarities between different design processes and see if I could somehow connect them together in key points. I've read and analyzed 3 pieces for this purpose. The first one is Design Method for Developing Services, written by Design Council. The second is the Co-Creation New Landscapes of Design, written by Elizabeth Sanders and Peter Stappers. And finally, I have also read 3 chapters from Donald Schoen's book, The Reflective Practitioner. When I analyzed these 3 pieces, I discovered that they could all be connected in some way or another to this figure that I have drawn. This figure is described in the Design Council article, and it is named the Double Diamond Design Process. It is a model that aims to describe the key attributes that a designing process normally consists of. There are 4 phases: discover, define, develop, and deliver. In phase 1, the discover phase, the project starts. Information and knowledge about users' needs are being gathered through research and put into a numerous of different ideas about products or service that can be developed. All these ideas are then being cut down to the most relevant ideas in the define phase. And at the end of this phase, you have a clear perception of what the problem that you seek to solve through a new product or service is. And then it's time to develop the product or the service in phase 3. This is done by testing and improve the product several times. For example, products can be tested in a small group of potential future users to see how it works and to get feedback, and then take the result and the feedback and improve the product even more. Once the product is considered developed, it is time for phase 4, the deliver phase. The product is being final tested and then launched. Sanders and Steppers write a lot about co-design in their article, which in simple words can be described as a stronger relationship between the designer and the users. In order to get a better understanding of the user's needs, the designer invites the user to be a part of the design process. And this involvement can take form in every phase of the Double Diamond design process as well. In the discover phase, the designer can provide tools for the user to express their needs and ideas. And such tool can be user diaries or brainstorming sessions. And brainstorming sessions can also be good in the define phase, to get to know what ideas that the user finds most important and relevant. And co-design is also important in the last 2 phases, the develop and deliver phase, because the user's feedbacks are important in both developing and in delivering of a product or service to get the best result. In one chapter of the book, The Reflective Practitioner, Donald Schoen describes a session between a student and a teacher. The student had problems with how she should proceed with design of an elementary school, and the teacher is trying to give her advice on how to solve the problem. This process in the book can be connected to the Double Diamond process as well. The student has already started the project, and she knows that it is a kindergarten she is supposed to design, so the discover phase is already done. And she has also made some drawings and identified problems and challenges, which is in the define process. So most of the conversation is taking place in the developing phase, as the teacher and the student are reflecting on different ideas on how to solve the problem with design. And every idea leads to new consequences that are being taken to consideration and being reflected on. And there are a lot of what-if thinking and testing different views of solving the problem back and forth. The designer never reached the deliver phase, but you can imagine that the reflection has helped the student to get a new perspective on how to develop the product. And thereby, at last, she will reach the deliver phase, hopefully. So my conclusion of all this is that all design process differs from each other and none of them are the same. But there are some key parts in them that we can see in the Double Diamond design process. So the diamonds are not a model which should be seen as a recipe, but rather as guidelines when you work in a design progress to get further in the process.